Alright, so I'm gonna start out by, this is the dashboard of Onshape. This is where you should have your stuff or your bookmark sending you here. With Onshape, we make parts. They call them documents in here. So the first thing we're going to do, I know I've got lots of stuff here, but we're going to start by creating a document. That's what anything we draw in 3D in Onshape is going to be considered a document. We can name this whatever we want. I'm going to start by naming it Dice. You can put your name, last name there, first name. It doesn't matter to me. It's up to you. But Dice should be somewhere in the title. I'm going to click Create. Now, I might have a few dice here, but alright. So, these are called planes. When I mouse over them, they light up. This one says right on it, and you see how the frame lit up there? The yellow frame tells me that that is the plane. I'm on the right side of the plane. There's the front side here. If we spun this around by, this is your view cube up here. If we spin this around, now it doesn't say, well, it still says front, but this is the back side of the front. Alright. This is your isometric view. If you need to get back to here at any time, no matter where you're at view-wise, all you gotta do is click on here, click on isometric view, and it's gonna pop it back to here. I call this the mini view cube, but it's the camera and render options. Alright, so first thing I'm going to do is I am going to start a sketch. That is up here, the sketch button. It's going to ask me now which sketch plane. For this project, I typically just start on the top plane. So I mouse over this corner, see how that top frame comes up, that orangish yellow frame. So I'm going to just click here one time, and now it's going to show me my sketch plane. Now this is kind of hard to draw on like this, so what I'm going to do is you can either right click on it, and view normal to sketch plane is the option that you can click on, and it'll rotate your view so all you see is the side you're sketching on. There's a simpler way to do this. It would be to just hit the letter N for normal on your keyboard, and it will do the same thing. See how that, I clicked on it, and now I have just this plane going on here. Alright, so I'm going to start by drawing a rectangle. Once I'm in a sketch, I can draw a rectangle. So here is the rectangle tool. If you drop this down, there are other options here other than a corner rectangle. I might, you know what, I'm going to use the center point rectangle to start with. So you're going to click here, go down, center point rectangle, and now I'm going to start right here at the center. This program has snap points, so when I get to the center here, it turned orangish yellow, and it's got that square around the dot. That tells me I'm exactly in the middle of this plane. So I'm going to click here one time, and now I'm going to move my mouse up and out, and I'm moving up and down now with my mouse. But you can see how it resizes as I move my mouse. My goal here is to get it to 1 inch by 1 inch. It's nearly impossible to get that correct, perfect, so I'm just going to get it close and click a second time, and now I've got a rectangle here. Now I'm zooming in here by rollering, using the roller on my mouse to zoom in and out. If I roll up, it zooms in, roll down, it zooms out. I am going to change the dimensions of this rectangle, and I'm going to make it a square. Somewhere up here is the dimension tool. There it is. It's this one right here. It's got the little arrow, double-sided arrow between two parallel lines. You could also follow the directions they have here under dimension, and I could just hit the D key, and the same thing would happen. But watch what I hit. I'm going to hit the D key now, and notice how it turned on. It turned blue. That means that is on. I hit the D key again, and it turned off. So I'm going to turn it on, dimension tool, and now I'm going to mouse over one of the sides here. I could do any one of the 4 sides here. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to click on this one first. I'm going to mouse over it so it's orange. Click on it one time, and then move my mouse outward Be careful not to click and drag. That is not what we want to do. So I clicked once on the line, I moved my mouse out to the left, I click a second time now, and now it gives me a box that I can enter in the actual dimension that I want this to be. And like I said before, I want this to be 1 inch by 1 inch. So all I'm going to do is type in a 1, and I'm going to hit enter on my keyboard, and it's going to make it 1 inch. And then I'm going to go up top, or the bottom would work too. Mouse over the line, click one time, move it up, click a second time, type in a 1, hit enter, and now I've got a 1 by 1 square. Do I need to do anything with these sides? The answer is no. Because if we know anything about rectangles or squares, opposite sides are always equal. Because we're going to assume that since we made this a rectangle, that all of our corners are going to be 90 degrees. So this indeed does meet the criteria for opposite sides being equal. So now that I've got this drawn as a square, I'm ready to take this 2D drawing and make it into a 3D. So to get it from 2D to 3D, I have to finish my sketch, which is this green check mark right here. The green check mark finishes your sketch, and now I'm just looking at it from the top view, because that's what it says up here. I'm going to highly suggest that whenever you do any extrusions, which is what we're going to do next, you do it in the isometric view, because it'll be easier to see what's happening with your drawings. So here is the camera render options again, the thing I called the mini view cube. And if I click on that and go to isometric, it's going to spin it back to our original view. You can also zoom in here or zoom out with the roller, but I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Wherever your mouse pointer is where it's going to zoom. So just be careful not to like zoom in way out to the side when you're zooming. Just make sure you're zooming where your have your mouse over where you're going to zoom to. All right. So what I'm going to do next is find the extrude button. It is right here. It's like a block with another corner block coming out of it. It's right next to the sketch button. If I click on this, it's going to give me some options. Now, the option I want to do is a new extrude because I've not done anything to this before. Blind is usually fine. Depth is how tall or how much I want to extrude. So I'm going to click on, after I clicked on the extrude button, it needs to know right now faces and sketch regions to extrude. That's what it's asking for because this is highlighted in blue. This is the face right here that I want to extrude. So I'm going to make sure I mouse over it and it's highlighted or lit up. I click on it and now it's going to show me a preview essentially of what's happening. So it's going to move straight up 1 inch. That's if I'm making a cube. That's already 1 inch by 1 inch. It's got to be 1 inch tall. This is adjustable, so I could put in 4 inches. And it's going to make it 4 inches tall. But I only need 1 inch. So I'm going to only put in 1 inch. And once it looks good, I'm going to say OK by clicking the green check mark. And now I have my cube. So this is the start of the dice itself.